Everybody, it's Invictus. Time another need run here. The Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Tuesday, Mosh Pit. I hope you all had a great weekend here. We are still waiting for another video to cross 2,500 likes, and I think that if we don't see any movement this week, then we'll definitely switch it up. I may even lower the like streak goal if it's true about the ad blocking stuff and all that kind of stuff. So we'll figure it out, but I'm not worried about it. Here's your meme of the day / artwork of the day, brought to you on this Invictus subreddit by Queen Vivilia, who had the title of the thread was Invicta at the Dentist, and in the thread, they said, talking about an interesting story at the dentist made me think of this. Cooked this up while watching the episode. Cheers. Yep. I was told to open wide at the optometrist and then end up opening my mouth. So why not, when I'm told to open wide at a dentist, open my eyes wide? Thank you very much, Queen Vivilia, and everyone who uploaded that gem. Here's your meme of the day. It is funny though that people who don't know me at least know the stories, the silly stories from my life. Oh my God, what is this tears rate? 6 Quebec Victor Foxtrot Quebec Mike Lima Yankee brother. 1.88 tears is just awful. I knew that was going to happen the second I saw that happen. I freaking knew it, dude. The second that bomb just delayed like this right here, I knew that it was going to wait until we had to walk right by it. Yeah, this is real bad. 1 HP, bad tears, bad damage. It is the quintessential nightmare start here. And I really hope that we get a reroll. I mean, if there's a 6 room in there, we're rerolling immediately, but we got to get the keys first. We also got to not die first. I'd like to kick today off without dying and losing everything here on YouTube. I've already lost 1 win streak on Twitch the past week. This is the one that I'd prefer not to lose if possible. Getting a bomb there would be nice for the Tinted Rock, obviously, but that means that we're probably going to end up having to use Anarchist Cookbook. Now we can use it in here to maybe get this chest, and that would produce us a bomb, so we don't have to worry about the randomness of possibly getting hit, or we can just get something like Doctor's Remote, which is going to be way better. Yeah, we need to prioritize the Tinted Rock first. As much as I want to go into that secret room, got to do this first here. We get a bomb anyway, so now we can go into this. Now we can go into this secret room here, or at least I think it's there. If it's there, then that might could get us into the dice room. Okay, well, game, you're already testing me here today. You've already started us off with 1.88 tears and no damage, so I don't want to see any of this. Way too early. I mean, yesterday's run wasn't exactly one on, one off type deal, but it wasn't. I don't think it warranted a run like this. No, it is funny though to see comments and see art of the day that's produced from me and my my actual stories from my life. It's surreal in a way, but it's also very cool. You know, that's what I love about Mosh Pit, and you can kind of just watch a video long enough and watch a channel long enough and feel like you know the person up to a certain extent without getting parasocial on everybody. You know how that is these days. I'm going to hold on to... I'm going to try. I know that the super secret room is north of here, but I'm going to attempt to save this Doctor's Remote cooldown for the secret room. Because if there is a 5 room or a 6 room or a 1 room, we need to be able to hit it immediately. Which means that we cannot use it against this boss, which also means that what I should do is I should go get the Anarchist Cookbook first and use it against the boss. Since we fought all that way to get a full charge on it, we just have to be careful we don't blow ourselves up. Which is a lot easier said than done sometimes. Me, Monstro. Oh, wow. What that was. Now that worked out perfectly. Perfectly. Okay, we got some movement speed. Not exactly the stat that we needed, but we'll take it. It does give us range and movement speed. But now it comes the all-important question of, is the secret room actually here or not? It's the only other place it could be. Okay, so we can get inside of the dice room. And we got more bombs. Nice. Okay. Hang on now. And it is a 3 room, which is a global D6. Or global D20, I mean. So I'm going to drop this pill on the ground. So not exactly... I'm glad we didn't spend 2 keys on this. Descent. And let's go check out what this rolled into. Looks like a card. It's a moon card, which we could go and use into the first room and get out of there, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Is PhD always in here? Love to get PhD, and I don't think we got quite enough. I think we're going to be one short, it looks like. Yep. Here, 1 cent. Wait. Oh, okay. There was also a coin inside of the boss room as well. Health up is excellent. PhD is going to turn all pills into positive pills and also identify them for us. So we have a little bit of a window here where if we can scale properly and get the stats that we need, we might be okay. Going on to last week's question of the episode, coming in from the Real Lore of Isaac episode, which was a very popular one. Most people enjoyed my long-winded ramble about stuff, and obviously talking about the Isaac lore as well. This one coming in from Masticable8123, who said, question of the episode, hey Sin, would it be possible to do a test run of doing only orbitals? As some of the replies that I already mentioned, I've done this before, and there's also actually an in-game challenge called the Solar System Challenge, where you can only use orbitals. So I might be able to do that again. I just did one not that long ago for my friend Octopimp, who was having difficulty on stream to do it, and I wanted to show him how it's done. And that was, you can basically find that on, I think we did that during the summer, maybe spring. I don't think it was in 2024. I'm pretty sure it was more recent than that. Yeah, you can go check that one out. I don't remember what I named it, but yeah, the Solar System Challenge is a very fun challenge. It kind of harkens back to the day of when we could use orbitals and they were like, useful. But now with orbitals just kind of being they're almost like a relic of the past in a way. A vintage way to play that's not exactly going to be the most ideal, most optimal way to play. But when you have a run like this where you just have no tears rate, I mean, you might as well start using orbitals. You don't want to use them on this pack here, though, because they will surround you. We need to make sure that we hold on to all of these soul hearts and this red heart for our devil deal, because we need to not only that, but we need to gain. No, our tears rate's already bad enough. No, I like Haemolacria sometimes, but not here. I think that Haemolacria would be legitimately awful because our tears rate is already trash. Yes, we would get some damage, but it's not worth a huge DPS down, in my opinion. I did use Doctor's Remote in here because this is basically just a free use. This is a double room, so we will get 2 charges refunded. So it's just free. So this is a nasty sign of where things are going on this run here in a hurry. But going back to what I was talking about with the devil deal, we need to get one more soul heart so we can afford to take a devil deal, regardless of what the choice is. If it's a 2 heart cost devil deal item, that's going to cost us basically everything we have. So we have to have that to pay for it on top of having something else so we don't die after we pay for it. So that's where the importance of the soul heart is coming from. But unfortunately, we need another one. Secret Room could be there, but I'd be surprised. I don't want to go fight the boss yet just because we simply can't. Maybe the Secret Room's here? I didn't think so. Yeah, there's the soul heart. We just need 1 cent for it, and we got it. And grab this half price bomb as well. And let's go see who we're fighting here. We're still going to be skating by the tone of our pants. I don't know. There's a saying there. And even if we get through Little Horn here without taking any damage, it's still going to be dicey on the next floor, assuming that we get a devil deal to take on this floor. Now, There's also, you could make a case. You could definitely make a case. You could argue that it would be safer, but let's just save our HP and go for angel deals. But herein lies the fundamental problem when it comes to angel deals, is that you are not guaranteed you're going to get any stronger from them. Devil deals, they do also hold the same gamble, but to a much lesser degree, because it's so much more offensively minded of a play that you have a greater chance. You have a greater chance of not getting anything out of an angel deal than you do from a devil deal, in terms of increasing your overall stats and DPS or whatever. The clown physics. Jesus Juice is going to give us the damage and range up. Ooh, man. Wow. 2 Guppy, but we can't take both. Unless one of these skulls it would have 2 soul hearts in them. Or that. Okay. Wow. I can't believe it. What an insanely lucky turn of events there. So we can take the nail. It fills a bone heart just by taking it. We take Guppy's collar, and then we also take Guppy's head. That is incredible that it worked out like that. Yeah, because that's what I was expecting right there. We have to stick with the nail. We got 2 or 3 Guppy. We leave behind the doctor's remote, but wow. That is insanely lucky. Insanely lucky that it worked out to where there was just a reverse Hierophant card in there. I didn't even think about the reverse Hierophant card. But I guess we can't bellyache over Sinvicta luck for the rest of this week. I think that's a fair thing to say. That's a fair price. I'd love to get this chest here. Let's see if we can find a key. It's 10 minutes into the second floor. Ooh, but even then, even with all that we just got done accomplishing here, we are still not in a good spot. It is nice having a little bit of an extra chance for insurance with the Guppy's collar. Obviously, 2 or 3 of Guppy. Whether or not that's going to, be fulfilled or not, who knows? Because Curse the 2s, yada, yada, yada. Pride, you need to chill out. Just chill. Thank you. Okay, we get our Yave. Let's go open up this golden chest. The nail is at least going to give us a little bit of sturdiness. Get a strength card. Yeah, allowing us to heal back our HP a little bit and also give us the stompy effect, which is going to be kind of useful. And Curse the Blind. Never fails. Never fail. I really want to see a data loadout of how many times we get Curse the Blind on floor 3. It feels like at least once a week. At least, minimum. Get another health up here, which is great. It's a PH Dizzle. How diabolical would it be if Curse the Blind also affected pills? You know how mad people would be? You know how mad I would be? Imagine if Curse the Blind said that you can't identify anything, including cards, until you use them. That would be ultimate troll right there. Like super Curse the Blind. I'm not trying to give Zombolis any ideas, because that man's already got too many crazy ideas out there. He needs help. There's a bad angle up here. Oh boy. This again, let this room be kind of a show and tell of where our DPS lies and the future of this run. And November crawls are off to a I mean we're almost halfway through the month. And man, November's been rough, been rougher than most, I will say. It's got nothing on October, and certainly starting to think that the one-on, one-off run theory here for November, I don't think that's the correct personification of this month anymore. I think it's just bad. I think that November has just so far been pretty bad. October feels like a lifetime away, and it was only 11 days ago. Yeah, we need tiers. We need all kinds of stuff. And no, I'm not going to walk over these mushrooms, as they are most likely going to be bad gas. Even though we have a little bit more of a reason to do so because we have regular PhD, still does not help us with our HP. Our current HP, anyway. We are, after a damage upgrade, we are still below base Isaac damage. And that's no bueno. No matter how you shake it, no matter how you look at it, or what angle that you view it from, by all accounts, that is no bueno, as we say in the industry. Some, if you want to get fancy, some might even call it mooey mall. I would call it trash. Put some head field on it. Trash. And why, I don't know why this feels like, first of all, our map looks like a Minecraft pig. Secondly, I don't know why this feels like we're going the wrong direction, because we are. I don't know what's in there. I don't care. Couldn't care less. Guess that was our only bomb, but it's better than fighting whatever the hell was in there. Okay, and there we go. Oh. Have this squid octopus style map here that we went down every wrong alley that we could have. First the blind. Hey, we got a penny, so you know. I don't know why, man. I think November is honestly just personified by just one ginormous struggle bus. Like, picture Pokemon Za. And picture an alpha Pokemon. This is like the alpha Pokemon struggle bus of Isaac runs, of Isaac months. That's what this entire month has been like, minus a couple of okay-ish runs. And by a couple, I think there was only one that we had that was okay. So we're definitely due, but you know, in Isaac, unlike in other things, Isaac is not a guarantee on anything. Trying to get some cheeky little orbital damage here on Mega Maw, but I don't know if it's actually registering or not. Tough to say it looks like it is, but I do appreciate Mega Maw's DPSing his ads for us. Great block there. Okay, that one definitely connected because I got really, really close with him. Well, it's 2 or 3 for Spun, but still no tears up, and yeah, we're at least above base damage now. First lost. So strap yourselves in, boys and girls, to the mosh pit. We are in for quite the journey here once again on November rain. Yeah, just November rain. I think that's what we're calling this month, November rain. You know, and we talk about the importance of damage. We talk about the importance of DPS. The most quintessential part of that is your tears rate, and I've said it many times, and I'll keep saying it because it's true. Bad tears rate will kill you faster than having no damage. You can have all the damage in the world, but if it takes you a baker's dozen of days to get from point A to point B, it doesn't matter what your damage is. You're only going to kill one thing at a time, and we're getting swarmed on by the entire game. That's bad. Maggie's bow, which we will not be able to get. High Priestess card I'm going to use for the boss. At least it'll help us out a little bit. Especially since I feel like we're about to fight something bad. Like, not Mask of Infamy bad, but I'm feeling a champion chub or a bloat or not bloat, peep, something like that. Also, 2 red Zubats is also kind of diabolical. Knew it. As soon as I saw that move, I knew it. And eventually, we will find the boss room, but if we were hoping to get boss rush on this floor, or on this run, that's, yeah, that is not a possibility. Boss rush was never a possibility. We lost boss rush the second we started this run, let's put it that way. And these little hits are going to continue to pile up here as we take longer and longer to get through these, not even in-game rooms, these are just basic mid-game rooms right now. And, even if we got Guppy, which we already know we're not going to, but even if we did get Guppy, we still wouldn't really be in much of a better spot. We'd be improved, of course, but again, it all hinges around your DPS. DPS is directly tied to your tears rate. If you have a terrible tears rate like we do, you are not going to have a good time. As crazy lucky as that first and only devil deal we had on Floor 2 was, it did nothing to really help our passive DPS. Yes, we got the nail, but the nail is only good whenever we have it procced, which we obviously do not right now. So, and then, you know, these are the type of stats that extend rooms like this on a run. And it's just like I just got done saying, if the longer that you're in a room like this, you are guaranteed to take damage eventually. Which is why I talk about all the time how bad having the Vic navigation is, how bad it is to have Curse of the Lost. Not knowing exactly where you're going and just extending a floor is very, very bad. We get Lusty Blood, which is fine, but it still doesn't help us. It doesn't address the issue right now. It only helps us whenever we kill enemies. Dude, chill out over there. Holy moly. The absolute best item we can hope for right now at this point isn't even Libra. It's probably, honestly, Squeezy. Libra would be nice, of course, but it's going to have less of an impact than just a pure Tears Up. I wouldn't mind Torn Photo. I wouldn't mind Mr. Dolly. Any Tears upgrade right now is what we need. That is the only answer. And eventually when we do find the boss room, I don't know if it's going to be this year, but I'm not sure which is going to happen first. Are we going to get GTA 6 first, or are we going to beat this run first? That's the $1 billion question we have today. And I absolutely want to see the size of this map after we're done with this boss. Like I said, it's guaranteed. The longer a room goes on, the more guaranteed you are to take damage. And all this leads up to a disaster in the making. We cannot lose this Bone Heart. Hilarious game. I have to wait till the dip is dead. We get a range upgrade. And Pentagram, which is going to be 2 or 3 for Leviathan, but... So I'm going to... I just need to find a way to hurt myself here. I'm going to temporarily, because I have to see the size of this map. Just for my own morbid curiosity. I'm not going to pick up anything else on this floor. I just want to see how big this map is. I'm going to do this first. Golden key there. We do need the key. We do need the bomb and the money. Okay, so I'm going to give myself black candle just for my own curiosity. If you get mad about this, I don't care. I just want to see this for record. Yeah. That's that is a floor and a half right there. Got rid of the soul heart, so there we go. And I'm not going to use this information for anything else. Just wanted to see. And oh boy. I feel like we've been saying quite a lot of that lately. I was hoping that was going to be a Ans's rune, but always anticipate a black rune if you're using a blank rune. So, if you're wondering what just happened there while we were moving so fast, because we procced Mini Mush in that room there with Liberty Cap. This is the importance of learning how to curve shots here, by the way. So that room is designed to counter. There's a double tinted rock in this room here. See if you can spot it before I'm done with this globin. You spot it? See the X? Be fairly obvious. Right, meow. Right, meow. Now, I'm not going to use bombs for this because I think it's just better for us to just wait until we have a full charge on the nail. Because bombs are going to be very important on this run. Dude. I mean, this damage is unbelievably bad right now. Even at 8.29, it just shows you what I was just talking about, how it does not matter how strong your tiers are hitting for. If it takes a fortnight for your tier to hit the target, it does not matter how strong your damage is. And we are in absolute desperation mode at this point for a tiers upgrade. You would think with PhD that we would have gotten at least one by now. I knew it. I knew it. I knew as soon as we saw this bone heart in that room, it's gone. Apology not accepted, game. 3 soul hearts is not worth the cost of a bone heart. Okay, we have to do this here. And we have to pray that there is a tiers upgrade in one of our pills, in our pool. Movement speed up. Health up. A big infested. Yep. Well, we got health, but health is only going to take us so far in this run. Found the boss room right away. And I don't know what it's been. I don't know what's been up with November this year, but traditionally holiday runs getting close to Thanksgiving and stuff have been not terrible. 2025 though in November has been quite the dilly of a pickle of a month. I'm gonna bomb this here just to raise our chances for a devil deal, but I'm not anticipating on getting one here. And with a double trouble room, I am not doing that without having a little bit extra damage with the nail. So we're gonna wait. We don't have enough for each. It'd be nice to have that, but of course, Lusty Blood is going to be a huge benefit for us on this run here. It's at least going to help us make sure that we can lock down enemies, even though it's going to take a a half century for our tiers to actually get to the target we're intending. It's better than not having Lusty Blood, let's put it that way. One final last breath of a shot right there, taking down the champion. And where this is just straight up guerrilla warfare right now. We have to pick and choose our battles and just practice angles, practice slant shots, curve shots, all sorts of tricks here to survive this, this nightmare. I mean, surely we can't go an entire run without a single tiers upgrade. Not with a start like this, right? Right? We do get a judgment restock machine here for our Devil Deal if we do get one. And this is going to be instrumental in turning this run around. Because if we can get a Guppy item through this, then that's huge. Now, we do have enough bombs and keys to get that golden bomb and golden key at this point, but the floor is already pretty much over. Yeah, double blighted Odin's not good. He was gonna spawn. He was gonna spawn one of them. Well, one blighted Ovum took down the other, so there's at least that. And there we go. We did get a tiers upgrade, thankfully. Mercifully. Now we can start turning this one around, I hope. And we still have the re-roll pedestal. No Curse, I honestly was kind of expecting Curse the Blind. But we've essentially almost increased our tiers rate by about 100%. And we should start to see, I hope, a nice turnaround. I mean, this is, well, you can't judge it off of this room here because we have Mini Mush, or Skinny on Mushroom procced in here right now. This is what our tiers rate is with Skinny Odd Mushroom. It's not even close to the cap right now. Not going down there. I know exactly what you're trying to do. I'm not doing it. Forever's gonna open up all of the secret rooms and super secret rooms. So this is our actual tiers rate, 2.96. That's after a tiers upgrade from 1.88. But still, this gives us a much better shot at surviving this run. And also going to add great value now to Lusty Blood. Could have waited for one more pip to save the bomb, but I was hoping we were just going to get one here, which we do. And we've gone and found that end of the map. I'm getting jealous of people posting that they've beaten Ball Pit and they've seen the. Apparently, there's an ending and all sorts of stuff, and it's the curse of not being able to play as much as I would like to. For the sake of content, I mean, I would have, if it were up to me, I would have blown through Ball Pit in like 2 days. If that, I would have played it nonstop. But I know that people enjoy seeing the discovery process, which is that's part of what makes my channel kind of stand out, is the fact that I don't edit anything down. It's all, you see it as I do. Now hang on a second. If we get a quarter or Steam sale in here with a restock machine, this could be huge. You don't normally get we don't get an opportunity every day to roll an item pedestal inside the secret room. And today is also not going to be any exception to that. All right. Forgive me for having a fun thought in my brain, game. I apologize. I forgot. Yeah, people have been posting saying that Ball Pit's one of the best games of the year, and it is. I think that it's a fantastic game. Sometimes I look lovingly at it, wishing that I could play more, but no, it is what it is. I know that people enjoy the process. I enjoy the process too. I enjoy sharing it. I may make the Ball Pit episodes slightly longer so we can continue to get a little bit further down the line of progression. But not Mega Bonk levels of length, though. I mean, those Mega Bonk, even Nuzbonk is getting fairly long. It's just a long game. Making long runs, which is great for engagement and people enjoy it for background noise and stuff. But that is the reason why I had to split up the series. Which most people do understand. I mean, it's the same stuff we've talked about before. I'm very, very happy and honored and proud of the community that I've built over the last decade and a handful of years to be able to say, hey, hey guys, I know that people are really, really digging this game right now, but I just simply cannot keep up with this schedule. And everyone's like, hey, no problem. We understand. We're here for you. Get the Bibble. That is going to be 1 of 3 for Seraphim. It would also give us an insta-dunk on Mom. But we need the money to re-roll not only the item room, but also the Devil Deal here. We also need to get the Fool card, which we have not seen yet. See Forever, Infested, so yeah, there's no Tears Up. We have no Tears Up in our pool. Actually, no, you know what? We can't. We cannot use the Fool card and also the Reverse Judgment card in the Devil Deal. So we have to be triply sure that we are done with this floor. D4 gives us a way out. Or could doom us. I hope for a Soul Heart. I don't know, man. This is such I'm going through the scenarios in my head right now. We've already missed boss rush. I mean, it's What was the worst possible thing that could happen with the D4? We don't have any secret room items. The worst possible thing could be like Epic Fetus, Ipecac with our base tears rate and damage. Does that have the potential to kill us on this run? More so than just having the bad stats we have right now. I think the answer is yes. I don't think the D4 is the play here. I'm just gonna take Rocket and Jar because we're using too much money at this point. And this next Devil Deal, wherever it's going to show up, is the most important part of this run. And also having the ability to fire our bombs as rockets is also huge. Okay, we did a pretty clean kill in here. Did get a devil deal. And it's a Krampus fight. So we are not going to get multiple pedestals to reroll. So now the choice becomes, do we use... Because we know it's going to be the Head of Krampus. It's guaranteed. So do we use the Reverse Judgment card to roll the Head of Krampus, or wait and risk the possibility of never seeing another devil deal? I don't think we can take that risk. There we go. Oh, okay. We have flying, we've got Guppy, and the Polaroid. We need to get rid of this red heart so we can utilize it. 37 minutes to the womb, but that helps out a lot. The Curse of the Twos was off for today. Maybe that's the one-on-one off for this month, is the Curse of the Twos. I am gonna take that red heart, but not until, or that bone heart, but not until we find a red heart to fill it. Because if we end up dying, then we don't want to get into a dead cat spiral here on this run. Now with the Stompy effect, we do have to be careful around these red rocks because they can and will explode. Which is the reason why I decided to leave that room. I don't want to accidentally walk over one of the blood clots and then lose our bone heart, so. The Guppy is going to give us flying and turn us into a cat. It was named after Edmund's former cat, Guppy. And is the transformation that you want in the game. There's no other one. There's no other sought-after transformation in Isaac more so than Guppy, because of the flying and because, of course, the biggest factor, which is going to be the mulligan, which procs at a very higher rate than the regular mulligan item. And 9.9 times out of 10, if you get Guppy, you're winning the run. Not always, of course, but most of the time. I'm gonna hold on to this full charge for the boss, which is definitely down here. Gotta be careful of jostle physics. And it's gonna be another cube of meat. Hang on a second, how do you know it's gonna be a cube of meat? What if it's ball bandages? Well, the seed said that we have cube of meat, so it's not gonna be ball bandages. It's either one or the other. It won't be both. It will almost never be both. Game's not... You think the game's gonna give you 2 different orbitals? What game is this? Rebirth? And I mean, we've already won that. We've already won the gamble of the Judgment Machine, the restock machine. But let's hypothetically... Oh, baby. Let's hypothetically pretend that we didn't do that. That we decided... Oh, my gosh. T100. You're a little too late for that there, buddy. Although I do want to hit this so we can get to Polar Invincibility. So let's hypothetically pretend that we ended up saving the Reverse Judgment card for the next Devil Deal. Now, because we have already done the roll, we know that Dead Cat is the first thing that we would see anyway. It's just a matter of, are we lucky enough to pass a 73% Devil Deal chance, and would that have been a better option if there's multiple Devil Deal items in there to roll from? It was a big risk at the time, and I'm glad that we didn't take the risk, because obviously it paid off. But what if we didn't? One big old long hallway. It was a lot easier when you don't have to worry about, walls. blocks. All right, here we go. There's the west, south, and east directions of this map. Let's head on over to the right one. It's the only one left. Oh, no, wait, there's another cross. The crossroads here. Doing a great job there, Fruity Plum. Okay, good. Remember, every time that we kill something, we're also gaining damage thanks to Lusty Blood, which means that our attack flies from Guppy are also getting more powerful. A whole lot. It's a non-XL floor, by the way. Shout out to the Nail for providing us with a little bit of security here on this run where we had none. Gonna make me go through the big room, isn't it? No, it's not, surprisingly. It was a trap. I almost counter-trapped myself. By the way, if you're wondering what that glowing blue tier is in this room right now, it's from us proccing God's Flesh from Liberty Cap. And no, it does not affect bosses, although it would be nice if it did. One thing I like about Mega Bonk, amongst a lot of other things, is that whenever you have an execute function, like either by way of Joe's Dagger or the Dexecutioner weapon, yeah, we absolutely would have lost that gamble. So there it is. It was the correct call, confirmed. Just imagine the scenario had I decided to get greedy and wait. Or I'll put another scenario out there for you. Imagine if we had gotten Lump of Coal. I would not have re-rolled it, right? So had Krampus given us Lump of Coal, then that also would have caused me to continue to hold on to the Reverse Judgment card, hoping that we get a Devil Deal on floor what, 8 or whatever. Or no, floor 10. And that would have also been equally as disastrous. And another thing to keep in mind is that the last Guppy item that we got was 9 lives, which is the ultimate insurance policy for a player of my level, anyway. And that we would have been it totally Krampus dropping the head of Krampus and us not going for the gamble categorically changed the momentum of this run. There was many things that could have gone wrong in that scenario for us to have not taken, or for us to have not used the Reverse Judgment card, and led us to a scenario where we don't have Guppy, we don't have 9 lives. So it's that kind of stuff, and I like fully explaining that process so people can understand what we're talking about when we say pulling on the threads, the loose threads of a run to make it come together and put together what is hopefully going to be a winning outing. One little tiny thing, that Isaac Fly effect, which leads to another, and lots of what if scenarios could have happened that would have drastically changed the outlook of this run. And put this aside for a second and look at our current situation. Even in this situation with Guppy, we're still not guaranteed, y'all. We're taking damage literally in every single friggin' room right now. We cannot lose this Bone Heart. You're wondering why I'm not using the world cards. I'm saving it for the chest if we actually get there. Guppy's not a guarantee. We could very easily lose all of our HP and go down into a Guppy death spiral with dead cat, and then we're cooked. That's a very, very real scenario that can happen. So don't write this one off as we've won yet. It can go wrong, just like anything in Isaac. It can go very, very wrong in a hurry. You know, it's like playing golf. I don't know how many of you play golf out there, but you prep, you make great plays, you make all these solid outings of of shots. You get birdies here, pars there, maybe a bogey or two. Then you get down to that final hole. What can happen? You get inside your head, make some bad plays. Next thing you know, you've erased any and all advantages that you've had throughout the course of the entire rest of the 17 other holes you played. And you end up throwing. As a classic golf throw. It's ironic because you don't throw any balls in there. You hit them with a club. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. Have you heard of this new sport called golf? Okay, we need to stop taking this damage. We just lost the bone heart. I'm telling you, this is bad. And with the extension of these levels, because we keep going in the wrong direction and keep getting these mansion-sized levels here, it's furthering the acceleration of us taking damage. Baby Plum, we need you now more than ever. I don't know how that didn't kill that Deacon right there with that orbital. Yeah, we are pissing away all the HP we have right now. And we are getting some ridiculous rooms. And we are not going to have the nail for Isaac, because there's no way I'm going all the way back to try to explore the rest of this freaking floor. Get less than 3, Queen of Hearts. I'm going to take this in with us, because we may need the healing. Hoping that we don't, but you just never know, man. People often wonder why I get so close to targets, like bosses, and cause myself to get hit more than if I just sit back and let the range do all the talking for me. It's because, especially in situations like this where we have Guppy, but not a lot of DPS, I want to make sure that my mulligan flies are getting towards the target as fast as possible. Don't get distracted by any of the ads or anything like that. I need damage delivery on next hour cooldown. That damage has got to get there instantly so we can get out of these fights faster than sooner than later. Thank you, Queen of Hearts. All right, let's see our Curse of Lost here. We don't have that far to go. God, we got another Tears upgrade. Now we are getting benefits out of Skinny Eye Mushroom right now. I almost want to take Bob's Brain. Almost. This is a good room for us. Widows do put a bunch of spiders out there for ads, so. I may take Bob's Brain for the Blue Baby fight. I wouldn't mind another 9 lives from Super Pride here. Super Pride is not the threat in this room. It's Super Envy. All the steel. That might seal the deal for us. That might steal the deal for us. Triple Super Lust shouldn't be a problem here. Had to do a little bit of a fadeaway jumper. Hongo baby. Hongo baby's a bro. There we go. Lined up perfectly with our damage upgrade. So on the nail, I mean. So we are going to be able to escape this struggle bus of a run. It was not easy. We got very, very, very fortunate in that double deal where we had the reverse Hierophant cards. That was the lucky play of the year, one of them anyway. And getting Guppy, of course, it was just a solid play for strategy-wise overall with that reverse Judgment card. So lots of really good plays had to happen in this run to make it work, and it just shows you what happens if we don't make those plays. What happens if we don't know enough about the game to understand the situation we're in. That's why I'm always reminding myself, this is the situation we're in. This is what our damage is. This is what our tears rate is. You have to make sure you're in that moment so you can make a crucial decision when the time comes. You don't get time to pause the game or anything like that. You have to be Johnny on the spot. So happy with the way we played, even though it was a crawl of a run. Still had a good time trying to figure out the puzzle that was this run, and hopefully you did as well. And if you did, make sure you click the like button, leave a comment down below. Remember, tonight is going to be the YouTube stream here on youtube.com/Sinvicta. So, of course, if you want to see the live stream, make sure you're subscribed here in the Mosh Pit. Hope to see you tonight, and thank you all very much for the support. As always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to pages of mine like P. Catons, Yanis, Alvin Sheldon, and Christian Carter. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.